It is said that trust is like a clay pot. Once broken, it can be mended, but the cracks often linger. For years, the trust between government and the people of Plateau State was strained. Promises made were too often promises broken, and hope became a sparkle in the shadows. But on May 29th, 2023, something shifted. Like a farmer sowing seeds in uncertain soil, the people of Plateau chose to believe again, not merely in a candidate, but in a cause. They voted for healing, for restoration, for a new beginning. Governor Caleb Manasseh Mutfwang received that trust with humility. He stepped into office not with pomp, but with purpose, sleeves rolled up, heart anchored in service, and a vision forged from the values of justice, equity, inclusion, and the fear of God. In the home of peace and tourism, a new dawn had broken. A governor emerged, not just to lead, but to rebuild, reconcile, and renew. Governor Mutfwang's journey began under the weight of legal uncertainty, but through the turbulence, the people's mandate held strong. Guided by truth and fueled by courage, he remained focused, undistracted by distractions, committed to deliver a leadership of vision, integrity, and resolve.
First of all, I want to congratulate the governor of Plateau State, Barrister Caleb Manasseh Mutfwang, who God has helped to pilot the affairs of this state these 2 years. It's been very wonderful because if you look at when we came into office on the 29th of May, 2023, we came in during a very turbulent moment. But because of the courage of His Excellency, he was able to surmount the issues of insecurity and brought it up to maximum control, that we experienced peace for a couple of months before the recent incident. The challenges were enormous. One was also the court cases that characterized the 6 months of the administration at the beginning. But to God be the glory. Even with that, His Excellency was able to remain focused and brought the state to this level.
One of the things he promised the electorates, he said if he was elected, he would continue the projects of his father that had been abandoned by the previous administration. You can now see the Otonkon Road flyover. People go there just to take a look at what that flyover now looks like. And it needed only then little funds to complete it. But thank God, the PDP administration now on the plateau is continuing those projects, and people are highly impressed. And I think by the time Mutfwang is through with 8 years in Plateau State, Plateau will be where I was planning to take it to. And then he will surpass that. And that is why I keep telling him, you must surpass me. And this is what I can see his effort is being to work to surpass what I did. And that is my joy today, that at least I've seen a government of the PDP again that is working for the people of Plateau State. Plateau will be a story of joy for Mutfwang.
Security was not just a priority, it was the first imperative. Governor Mutfwang moved quickly, collaborating with national security agencies, redeploying personnel, and reactivating Operation Rainbow with over 600 trained operatives.
Yeah, a lot has been done since the inception of this government. The government took off with security being on the front burner because of the circumstance it found itself when it was sworn in, when it came into power. There were lots of security challenges in almost all the local government areas within the state, but it was more intense in about 5 of those local governments. That's Bokos, Mangu, Barikin-Ladi, Riom, and Wase. So we immediately got to work. what the government did was to first assess the security situation so that we could put it in proper context and perspectives, so that we'll know where we'll go on to from there. So a lot of steps were now taken from there. First, we ensured that the security apparatus within the state were given all the support they needed to function. And by that, His Excellency approved, steady logistic support to all of the security agencies within the state, as it has never been done in the history of Plateau State. He made sure that all the security agencies got something that will assist them to, undertake their various duties. Then within the state security apparatus itself, which is the Operation Rainbow, we immediately got down to task and we recruited 600 operatives from those local governments that were mostly concerned with the security situation that I mentioned earlier. We trained operatives from there, and we got operatives from the ward level up to the local government, level, so that we trained them and were able to return them back to those places for them to function. And they were to act as, a good source of early warning to us to be able to counter any challenge that comes. Now, after training of those operatives, the government also made sure that in areas of vehicles that we're able to repair almost all the vehicles that are broken down within the system, both in Operation Rainbow, and also the government extended that largesse to the federal security agencies too. We got their vehicles that were not functional and we fixed them and put them back on road as much as possible, so that will help them to function. Then in addition, we found out that because of the terrain, the peculiar terrain on the plateau, the vehicles in use, that's the Hilux and all of those vans, had limitations in places they could go to. So the government also purchased motorcycles, which were also distributed to all the security agencies. That was with the intention of getting them to be able to reach the nook and crannies to provide security to our citizens.
Surveillance infrastructure was installed. A toll-free security line was launched. Communities once torn by conflict began to feel safe again. Although the recent attacks on Bokos and Bassa local government areas appeared to have caused some setbacks to these initiatives, the governor has remained undaunted in his resolve to bring the insecurity in the state to an end. Displaced families received food, support, and most importantly, hope. With federal partnership, the state's resettlement efforts began restoring lives and dignity. Plateau's public service was in crisis when Governor Mutfwang came into office. Salaries and pensions unpaid, morale at a low ebb. Governor Mutfwang responded swiftly. 5 months of arrears were cleared, regular salaries resumed. Electricity was restored to the state secretariat.
I think he has done marvelously to the workers on the plateau. So I wonder, confidently, I would say that the relationship has been so cordial and harmonious, in the sense that you can see it, there's no rancor. If I can take time a little bit to probably reel out some of the things I think he has done and fulfilling the expectations of the workers. When he came on board for the first instance, the workers were on strike for some other issues that were pending, demands and grievances that were on ground. Within the shortest period, he said we should give him time to see how he tackled. Immediately, they back off our salaries. He paid promotions. He said they should effect the promotions immediately. And thereafter, subsequently, there should be no delay in any way on the issue of promotions. And I speak to you, we are in 2025 now. He came on 29th of May 2023. Since then, we've not had any issue of pending promotions on the plateau. So for 2025, as I speak to you today, if there is any, it has to do with the MDA directly with the layers for them, but not from the government. He has given the standing order that all the briefings and then the necessary procedures should be done for promotions. We having the request for increase of minimum wage for the workers, the retirees. Some were receiving as low as 3,000 naira. And we are asking for 20,000. Can he increase it to a minimum of 20? Immediately, he yielded to our request and he increased it to 20,000 from January 2024, he effected it and he started the payment. The major issue that he resolved that I said that have earned him the respect within the labor forces, the outstanding payments of gratuity, pension, and death benefits for workers, the retirees. His Excellency came, he accepted our request, and then he started the payments immediately for 1986, 2009. When he made the pronouncement, we never knew that he would come to fruition. But shortly, he released those monies, and then the implementation committee started, and then they effected the payments from 1986, 2009. From 2009, thereafter, when they finished that, he started from 2010, 2011. It may also interest you to know that while he's paying these arrears, he's also paying for those who retired from 30th of May, 2023. That means immediately when he was sworn in on 29, those who retired immediately after him, he was paying these two concurrently, so that we don't have accumulations of pending of those who have retired, as the case may be.
We've made significant progress as a government. You will recall that in 2023, when we came on board, we met a civil service that was already dying. There was backlog of salaries of over 5 months, amounting to over 11 billion naira. They were not motivated. Everything was in disarray. There were no vehicles, there were no operational vehicles. The offices were dead. In some of there were offices that did not have a single computer. The secretariat was disconnected from the grid. The government house itself was disconnected from the grid. There were no projects ongoing. But today, after 2 years, I will say it's a case of getting a patient on life support, but today the patient is already eating by himself.
A culture of performance was reinstated, with deserving officers promoted and ministries empowered to function efficiently. In pursuit of sustainable development and global partnerships, Governor Caleb Mutfwang has, within 2 years in office, actively engaged with renowned international organizations, including the World Bank, the United Nations Development Programme, UNDP, UNICEF, and the International Finance Corporation, IFC.
We are from the French Embassy. We came here to discuss the potential opportunities for economic cooperation and business cooperation here in Plateau State, in Jos. We saw a very interesting thing, very important project that can be implemented. We saw many things in the fields of agriculture, infrastructure. So yeah, I guess that we need to talk more and to deepen a little bit what we can do here, but I'm quite sure there's a lot of potential.
Plateau is truly beautiful. And I say that as part of the introduction because I know we are talking about AgroLab, but I'm going to link it also to the tourism agenda. We saw the National Museum, we saw the Sherry Hills, and I was captivated. We must bring millions to the Jos and the Plateau. The world must see this place. The world must see this place, Excellency. This is one of the most beautiful places I've seen on earth. So let me start off by thanking you, Excellency, for transforming Plateau into a hub of innovation, entrepreneurship, and economic growth. Thank you.
We went through our portfolio earlier this afternoon, and I was very, very pleased to see this very significant improvement in the execution of the project supported by the World Bank. I think you have provided the kind of leadership that shines a light on what is going on the ground in terms of the project, and that also galvanizes people to really take action, corrective action to improve the performance. So I'm really very encouraged and very confident that this acceleration that we've seen in the delivery of the project, which is very significant actually. 2 years ago, many of our projects were struggling, and we were very worried and concerned about not achieving the development impact of those projects. But I think with the corrective actions you are taking and your team, I'm really, really confident that this impact, which is really our focus, we will end up seeing here. And we will end up seeing this partnership really changing the life of people, because that's the objective. So we are really very encouraged by what we've seen here, and we are very committed to really strengthen, to continue to support, even strengthen it, to really support the Plateau State achieve its objectives.
I want to truly appreciate the World Bank for the initiatives you have made on the plateau. And let me assure you one more time that by the grace of God, none of these projects will fail. Those for which you have lent us money will want to make sure that we get value for money.
As I said, we're very happy to be here. This is my first time in Jos.
Wow.
But I've heard a lot about Plateau State. And I must say that on the road today from Abuja, we were quite, the landscape is really beautiful.
That's right.
And so green, and really it was beautiful. Made me want to stay much longer than I am actually. But this is a great opportunity for us.
Thank you.
We have had partnerships and relationships with Plateau State over the years, but we are eager to develop our relations further.
That's right.
And this is also the purpose of our visit here. This is also why I'm here with my head of cooperation and two of his colleagues, as well as the French Agency for Development, because we wanted to seize this opportunity to have a look at the ongoing projects and maybe to identify further ideas for the future.
That's right.
I'm very delighted to be here in Jos today for a couple of landmark events which are planned graciously by the state. I would definitely commend them for this. First is a MOU signing where the state has contributed for 200,000 USD for the Child Nutrition Fund. Indeed very commendable, indeed very inspiring for the well-being of all the children here. We'll be very happy to match it with equal amount of funding for the nutrition interventions in the state.
These strategic diplomatic efforts are already translating into tangible results, impacting sectors such as education, healthcare, infrastructure, and economic empowerment across Plateau State.
During our campaign tour, I discovered him to be a typical Plateau man. Well, a man with vision, the way he's a religious person and an administrator. He is the one that you can take and make sure of, because he has every personality to be a leader of any group. And in fact, if you followed what my comments have been, not only today, I have seen him as a future president of this country. In personality, in words. This is the man, a young man that have confidence in himself. And we are beginning to see it.
From potholes to progress, the roads began to speak for themselves. In under 2 years, over 82 road projects were initiated across 17 local government areas.
What we have done is not hidden in the road sector. When we came on board, we are all witnesses to how the condition of the roads were. That was the first thing His Excellency identified as what can be done to relieve the pains of people in transportation, which we know is one of the very important infrastructure that changes, the status of any society, for people to move for their daily businesses, socio-economic relevance, to be able to move for the transportation of goods and services. So His Excellency identified that area as critical. So we swung into action to identify the very critical routes that needs immediate intervention. Even though we know that most of the roads have been unattended to, but we started phase by phase, picking the critical roads spread across Jos Bukuru metropolis. And that's what we started with. And I'm glad to tell you that we have covered a lot on roads, even though we are still continuing. We have a very large road network, so it's not something we can do overnight. And I thank His Excellency for every encouragement, every support to make us move and try to impact the society with connectivity and good roads. I think, Plateau, the testimonies from people of the impact, those areas that were not reachable were now reachable. Those areas that you cannot imagine, they have never had any serious presence of having good roads. They suddenly woke up and found out that there are roads that can move. Movement of people and goods became easy. Businesses sprang up. So I think people have testified the impact of the roads we have done. Some critical roads, if you know how building materials was, in fact, the people, among other ones, it was an abandoned road that it was difficult to traverse. But when we came, so many other roads, when we did them, it's a big relief to people. And businesses improved. And we have been able to not only pick some roads, but to connect the roads. Because people have said, so there's a shortcut here, instead of going around to go to a particular location. And it has helped to decongest some junctions, which everybody comes there, they can be stampede or whatever. Now they have alternative routes that you can bypass that place and go to where you want to go. There is a general patching of roads that we have done. Those roads might have not attracted full rehabilitation, but the potholes that are there, we have taken care of those potholes. People can now move freely without the fear of over-concentration that I will dodge a pothole. We have tried to do that across board. But there are specific roads that have gone beyond just patching. Building materials is one. Apata, for instance. If you had known what Apata was before, that is from maternity, you go to Shorbe, you go and bust out in Apata. We have done that roads, and they are very beautiful. I could see the joy in the people when they saw us there trying to fix that road, and the people were very, very happy.
Our scope, all of us, we have a lot to do on the plateau. And His Excellency Professor Caleb Manasseh Mutfwang is poised to ensure that all abundant projects are completed. And that's why the Ministry of Works had to embark on this project tour. You can see the level of dilapidation and then rots that is going on already in the system. So all the projects we went to are all abundant projects, so we are poised to complete it. We went to this Blankang, you saw the quality of job we're doing there because of the abandonment. That road has a lot of significance to not just only Plateau State. The commuters coming from southeast, north central through Lafia, pass through Kurgui to Dokan Kaswa, and then come out of Jibam, Dokan Tufa, come out of Jibam, and then get to this, and then Lankang, come out of Pangshin. You can see the connectivity is like a federal road where it links zones, not only. So you can see the importance. That's why His Excellency Professor Caleb Manasseh Mutfwang, the Executive Governor of Plateau State, the leader of the time is now Mantra. We were able to visit compound. You saw the 18th engineering construction company have also been mobilized to take over the compound and the dualization of that bridge. You know, the bridge is so skeletal. And then going to provide the second lane of the bridge. That is part of the contract. And also, the entire compound area, you can see how they don't have road networks completely. So all the construction of the road from Dokan Kaswa to Dokan Tova to Boal, Lardang, and all the Boal and the Kwal, those are the key towns of compound. And the headquarters, the metropolitan town of compound, does not have good road network. The realities, I know what the government will mobilize over 11 contractors now on site. Mind you, all these projects, none was awarded during our tenure, are all abandoned projects.
We've actively done a whole lot in terms of decongesting the city metropolis. You will have noticed that a lot of action has been taken in taking away shanks and then removing all illegal structures on the way. That is a Herculean task, but I can assure you we're on it, and we're still on it, we're working on it. And part of what we are doing in that regard is what led us to not just displacing people on the streets, but also providing them a space to where we are today, which is the JMDB market in Bukuru, which was done in partnership with Spade Investment Limited. It's a public-private partnership, and I want to accord them all the respect they've brought to the table. They've shown the resilience, they've shown the willingness to be able to achieve what is put on ground. And they've been very inspiring for us, and they've given us the hope that we can achieve all this. And I would love to use this medium to tell people that this is just the start. His Excellency has been very particular and has given the marching orders that neighborhood markets be created in all communities. That we are working on, and we're going to expand. So you're going to be seeing more of these in more communities. You'll be seeing more stalls, more shops, and then you'll be seeing more spaces provided for people. And then I think very soon one of the things we're very particular about is the urban landscape. We're going to kickstart that, and then we're going to see how we can introduce our green areas, reactivate our parks and gardens. And I believe that with what we have done and what we will do, JMDB is better for it under Barrister Caleb Mutfwang.
From Jos Bukuru Township roads to lifelines in the northern, central, and southern zones, Plateau began to move forward, literally.
Actually, I've been here for over 35 years, so I know this road very well. Used to be a very tiny road. The rocks that are here, there are BP's rock here that nobody ever think that they can be removed. Because of that, people don't normally pass this place. So since the road has been constructed now, you can see how the road is busy. Many cars are passing, even travelers, people going to Bukuru, Refid, they make these places a shortcut, and it's very busy now. So we are all happy. Doing this job, he has transformed this environment. And not only here, we know other places, there are transformation going on in terms of road. Before, you can't drive from here to Old Depot. Now you can drive from here to Old Depot, to Refit, to Dandikoa, and the rest, and to Abattoir. And not only that, he even put street lights. So people are really enjoying. No, there is no blessed day that people don't pray for him. Anybody that passes this road always say one thing or the other concerning the governor.
On behalf of the youths of the entire football, we really want to show our appreciation to His Excellency Governor Caleb Mutfwang. Since 1999, we've never seen a great achievement like this. Honestly, we really appreciate, as youth, the entire youth, we are wishing him the best of a good governance. We will pray that next tenure, he will be the one on seat again by his grace.
Na cikin masu godiya da mun gan hanyar da aka fara mana. Mun gode ma gwamna da wannan teno da muka samu kanmu. A gaskiya mun dade mun yi shekara da shekaru. Ba mu taba gan wani abu ya iso mana kaman yadda muka gan wannan sabon hanyar da ake mana ba.
The Pata Road, over how many years it was bad. But this time around, you can close your eye and drive with it. So we are very happy with the governor.
Wannan gyara mun yi murna da shi, kuma alhamdulillah mun gode ma Allah, mun ji daɗi. Kuma gwamnatin mun gode ma gwamnatin jihar Plateau. Kuma Allah ya ba ta ƙarfin yadda za ta yi zuciyar da za ta sake taimakawa. Alhamdulillah muna jin daɗi. Kuma masu motoci da suke wucewa ba kamar da ba da idan za su wuce za ka ga ana samun wani ramummuka da kuma ga mutane gosulo ya taru. Amma yanzu babu irin wani abubuwan. Saboda haka mun gode ma gwamnatin jihar Plateau.
Kuma gaskiya bara mu cewa ba abin da za mu iya cewa sai godiya ma gwamna mai girma, gwamna Caleb Mutfwang, dangane da ayyuka da ya ɗauko na alkhairi a cikin wannan gari. Saboda da ya shiga wannan kujera na shi, mu ya fara tunawa da mu. Aka yi wannan kwalta na Central Mosque, aka zo aka mana fenti. To kaga wannan ya gwada wannan mutum ne mai son ci gaba, baya son tashin hankali, yana so ya rike kowa da kowa, da musulmi da kiristan, da magabul da buron, da bajari a fizare, kowanne yare Fulani, kowa nashi ne.
to gaskiya muna godiya Allah ya ba su hudu so hudu.
Akan wannan titin da muke bi for a long time titin nan ba haka yake ba. Muna wa gwamna godiya, ana zuwa masallaci ma ana samun crowding akan hanyar nan saboda titi babu titi enough. To yanzu mun gode wa gwamna, muna kara masa godiya, Allah ya karfafa shi, Allah ya taimake shi ya mana wannan titi a nan muna samun in za ta fi masallaci ba crowding ba komai.
Gaskiya akan wannan hanyar da gwamna ya gyara mana ba abin da za mu iya cewa gaskiya sai dai godiya. Domin wannan hanyar ta daɗe muna shan wahala da ita. Amma sanadiyar zuwan wannan gwamnati yana ɗaya daga cikin farkon aikin da ya yi shine ya duba mu ya ga me damuwoyin cikin al'umma kuma ya mana aiki mai kyau wanda yanzu kaga mutane suna wucewa babu wata damuwa kuma suna jin daɗi, motoci babu gosulo babu wata damuwa. Gaskiya ba abin da za mu cewa wannan gwamnan sai dai mu ce mai Allah ya saka da alkhairi, mun gode kuma muna tare da shi 100%. In akwai abin da ya fi shekara 8 muna tare da shi.
Assalamu alaikum, sunana Muhammadu Rabi Aminu. Ni ne General Secretary na Livestock Sellers Association Jos North Local Government. Na farko dai mun gode wa Allah da ya zaba mana gona mai kishin jihar. Ba zaben mu bane, ikon Allah ne. Kuma wannan gona ya yi kokari, ya yi abubuwa wanda in Allah da jama'a ba za su manta da shi ba. Musamman mu mutanen 'yan shanu. Mu mutanen 'yan shanu zuwa Rikos an muna hanya daga Nefa Road har zuwa Rikos. Wannan gyara ne na gona wanda ta kai shekara kamar 6 ko 7 wanda muna roƙo a mana wannan gyaran ba mana ba sai zuwan wannan gona da adalci. Shi yasa muke ƙara godewa Allah da ya bamu wannan babban mutum mai taimaka wanda baya duba bambancin yare ko addini.
Alheri ba Allah kuma ya daga shi kuma Allah kuma sai daga shi kuma wani sabi mai zuwa kuma alibashi nasara insha Allah.
To ne Alhaji Allah mai baban joda sarkin fawon yanzu. To ba abin da za mu ce kokom, abin da za mu ce dama mun ce shi gwamna ne wanda Allah ya zaɓe shi. Tun Allah ne Allah ya nuna shi a cikin mutanen Allah bayan Allah. Ai ni aka ba ake. Amma dai a takaice duk jama'ar da suke nan suna farin ciki da wannan aiki. Ko muna fata Allah ya ba shi iko ya gama wanda ike gabansa.
I have observed that the governor has actually created the spirit of confidence in our people in Plateau in general. And he has performed so well within these first 2 years. And it is my belief that if he is to serve his 2 terms as governor of this state, there will be a remarkable transformation of the state in general. You can see empirical evidence on the ground what he has done. Look at the area of transportation. The busing system that he has introduced has gone a long way, to serve the common man very well. His government has been very inclusive. He has not shown any segregation on the issue of religion or whatsoever. He has taken everybody on board, and that should be the essence of leadership. And that is what Governor Mutfwang is doing in this state, and I'm very, very happy with his performance. Look at Terminus, the Terminus market area. Look at the discipline he has brought there. Before his arrival, a lot of chaos. People blocked the roads. The things that they sell. I know he is doing very, very well. I have no doubt in my mind that if he stays longer than these first 2 years, we're going to see a lot of transformation. We must give him the support that is required for him to continue to do his job.
With the Tin City Metro, public transportation entered a new era. The initiative eases and subsidizes movement of about 8,000 passengers daily, an equivalent of about 39,000 naira per person.
When we assumed office 2023, July, it was like a company that was on life support. There was broken down vehicles everywhere, and there were staff that were not motivated. And we thank God for what His Excellency has done. You would agree with me that apart from hunger, the next biting issue for us in Plateau State and also in Nigeria is transportation. And His Excellency has introduced a digitized transport system that is comfortable and has proven to be very reliable. We thank God for the introduction of the Tin City Metro bus service. The 15 Metro bus
has been able to move about 9,000 commuters every day, and we've sold over 58,000 Metro cards, and we're very, very happy that 15 additional Metro buses are arriving. That will reduce the waiting time experienced by our commuters, and also there are new routes that are coming in. So this has boosted business. It has boosted confidence of students to be able to go to school, for people to be able to reach out to go to the market in terminals, even for people that are accessing healthcare. For example, the JUTH, Jos University Teaching Hospital. It has connected everywhere in Jos. People now are more confident to move. And so there's a lot of cash savings for Plateau citizens. And we're really grateful that our fleet has improved. You would agree with me that there has been serious issues of breakdown for us as a business, but since when we resumed, there has been very, very few cases of those breakdowns because of the additional 20 vehicles and also 6 that we've added to our fleet. We now have coastal buses. People now are confident. People now are desirous of traveling with Plateau Express. This wasn't the case initially. And so we're super grateful for what His Excellency has done. What His Excellency has done for us in the transport sector is a proof of concept to say that it is possible to actually turn around a company that has been on life support and bring it back to life. So we're super grateful that His Excellency has given top priority to us. For us, we want to call him the transport governor because of what he's done for the roads, for the rail, and for the air system. People, investors, business people can choose alternatives. The roads are way, way better now, more rehabilitation of roads. And for us as transporters, this is what we want. So we are super grateful and looking forward to another year which will connect the local governments. We're going into agro-logistics, and hopefully we're turning around Plateau Express Services as a revenue-generating agency. Big thanks to His Excellency.
Just a few days ago, 15 additional buses were added to the fleet, bringing the total to 30. CCTV-enabled buses, cashless payment systems, and over 500 new jobs brought dignity, safety, and innovation back to Plateau's roadways. On Plateau's fertile soils, change was cultivated. 3.6 billion naira worth of fertilizer was distributed, 900 hectares of land recovered, hundreds of young people trained in agritech. A greening initiative saw thousands of trees planted. Solar-powered boreholes sprang up in communities.
Government has engaged about 1,000 youths in the first instance in back farms for a pilot project on agriculture, where they're expected to earn not less than ₦1 million each. That will help to boost their capacity as young farmers, and that will help to ingrain, because you see, there's a mindset against farming, generally speaking. When we talk about I'm a farmer, people look at you as a poor, wretched person. But farming in the US, farmers are the richest people. And that is the mindset, because we're looking at subsistence farming, but when we begin to look at mechanized farming, when we begin to look at optimized farming, where you can produce what is the production per hectare, that is what we're talking about. We're talking about agriculture using technology, and that will optimize our production. And when it optimizes our production, we are going to get more, and that will begin to produce raw materials for industrialization, because agro-based industrialization is going to be the easiest pathway.
Governor Mutfwang's reforms in basic education are restoring the pride of Plateau's classrooms. 148 learning spaces renovated, water supply restored across all local government areas, school fencing and digital tools introduced. Subeb was revived, and with it, hope for the next generation.
When we came, all the 5-6 tertiary institutions in the state were almost grounded. But His Excellency was able to, pay all the resources that was required for the accreditation. And today, most of the courses in those institutions have been accredited, and full academic activities is going on in those institutions.
U-Lesson is an innovation that has come into the learning environment for our schools, and it's a welcome development. We appreciate the developer of this U-Lesson who remembered his state and thought of introducing it first to his own state. That is Mr. Sim Shagaya. It is a device to help secondary schools and even primary schools understand what they are being taught. It's useful both to the teacher and to the students because it helps the teacher know the best way of presentation of lessons to his students.
The same attention has been accorded to the state's tertiary institutions, Plateau State University, Bokos, Plateau State Polytechnic, Barikinladi, College of Education, Gindari, Colleges of Health Technology, Zawan and Pangshing, College of Agriculture, and the College of Arts, Science and Technology, Kurgui, where several courses have been accredited and new ones introduced. At the heart of Plateau's healthcare resurgence stands the Plateau Specialist Hospital, once neglected, now a beacon of medical excellence. With 22 consultants across cardiology, orthopedics, pediatrics, and psychiatry, the hospital now delivers world-class care close to home.
The government has also put emphasis on the health sector under the leadership of Barrister Caleb Mutfwang. Understanding the strength of the primary health system is something that has made us to invest to use. This is a systemic way of standardizing our practices by the distributions and of course the access that we can have to basic healthcare on the plateau. The same administration has been able to also bring in the state-of-the-art equipments in our Plateau Hospital. Anybody who knows before now would agree that before now we had a downturn in patronage and in the services that were offered in Plateau Hospital. But just recently, that laboratory has just been launched again. And then the digitization of the processes of medical health care in Plateau Hospital. Plateau Hospital in no short time will compete favorable with even tertiary hospitals like Jude and the likes of it outside Plateau State.
A once abandoned laboratory complex has been transformed, supported by 2 billion naira in modern equipment. Electronic medical records and expanded residency programs are building a smarter, stronger system. The transformation did not stop there. General hospitals in Mabudi and Kanke are receiving desired attention, diagnostic machines delivered, and a state-of-the-art pharmaceutical warehouse now guarantees quality medicines reliably delivered.
It's a very resounding 2 years, and it's a glorious one, particularly because the driver, the commander, the leader of the time is now mantra, is on top of his game. He has done a lot of things in ensuring that the people of Plateau understand and enjoy the dividends of the democracy. The health sector is not excluded. And of course, in the health sector, we have the managers of the product component, which is the Plateau State Drugs and Medical Commodities Managers. Critical to this delivery is we manage the distribution of all warehoused commodities, and we ensure that they are delivered to every health facility. And so, as it is visibly seen, we are really one of the agencies that are cardinal to the universal health coverages. And in the universal health coverage, His Excellency Barrister Caleb Manasseh Mutfwang has been able to target, one, the maternal and child health. Currently, our indices have greatly improved since he came on board because we already have coverage of antenatal that is already free and affordable. We also have him providing maternity kits that are ultimately free for every woman who is due to deliver. And these are actually informed by the data that we have available in our custody. And then secondly, we also look at the distribution of our own commodities. We have timely distribution where we have shorter lead time. As you can see, even what is happening currently in the warehouse is we already have packaging of medications that are going to be delivered to all the primary health cares within the state. This has been made possible by His Excellency Barrister Caleb Manasseh Mutfwang.
Under Governor Mutfwang, healthcare is not just improving, it is inspiring trust again.
First, I will describe you the way most Plateau citizens describe him. and is best described in the words of the MD of the Sun, who gave him an award, I think in January this year, as the best governor of the Sun. He said many citizens of Plateau State identify our governor as a leader with transformative ideas, courage, drive, and a remarkable ability to meet targets in less than 2 years. All this has been translated into what we can see today. He has impacted the life of citizens of Plateau State in the infrastructural development of the roads between the roads in Jos Metropolis. In the rural areas, the most impressive one is the fencing of the wildlife park. It is a gigantic project. I've driven around and I've seen it. He has sanitized the civil service. He has paid all the arrears from 1986 of gratuities, pension, and is looking into some of them due to lack of funds. But when funds are available, he will clear all of them. There are so many projects that I would have listed, but now he has achieved all these things within less than 2 years. The key word to people of Plateau State is cooperation. They should not expect an immediate result, but they should accept actions that are in place that will improve security, well-being, economic condition of the country and Plateau State. His efforts in revitalization of agriculture is impressive. And while we pray, we should cooperate with him.
Tourism began to stir anew. The Jos Wildlife Park was revived. Hill Station and Plateau hotels were concessioned for modernization. Cultural festivities like the Jos Family Christmas and Unity Carols made December a celebration of Plateau's vibrant spirit once more.
The Expo was formally informed by His Excellency of an invitation that has been extended to the Plateau State Cultural Troupe to make presentation at the UN Assembly sometimes in September. So I think this is also a plus to what the government is doing within the tourism sector. For out of all the states in this country, the cultural troupe that belong to the state government is the one that is chosen to perform in the United States sometime in September. So I think this is also an encouragement to the creative industry on the plateau, that we're getting it right and we're doing something that people should also come and key in to see that we have developed this sector.
The whole month of December was declared a tourism month for Plateau State, and that gave the impetus for what we all saw. The crossover night was the first of its kind, organized by the state government in the state. We've had series of activities over the years that were handled by different organizations, particularly faith-based organizations. The massive turnout of Plateau citizens to the event was indeed a very heartwarming experience. The young and the old were gathered. Our government officials, private sector players, community leaders, everybody was all out in that spirit of community. And it gave us a renewed sense of oneness as a people, as Plateau people. The efforts of this administration has given us that renewed hope and renewed expectations of what we can achieve collectively as a people.
Unlike in previous years, the Mutfwang administration has created an enabling environment for the various ethnic groups to freely celebrate their cultural festivals. This has not only provided a vibrant platform to showcase their rich heritage and traditions, but has also fostered greater unity in diversity among the people.
Absolutely, there is hope to the intent and purpose that the level of is constructive engagement, especially with the labor force. The last Labor Day, the labor leader did reel out a lot of other complementary work they've had and achievement they've been able to sustain under his leadership. And it's going very clear that with a good, friendly labor relation, there's hope for the civil service. And you move to the sporting sector, there's renovation going on at the stadium, the state stadium. It's a plus to him. The environment
It has also deepened the work of the environmental issue. And then if you see the level of ecological justice we've seen under this government, I think in recent time is up the best. We've seen the channelization of erosion areas and the places that are endangered by either ecological challenge. So to a larger extent, we can see, and then if you look at the level of education, our Safe School program, and in a lot of front, he has taken the lead. If you look at score him at comparative level with other northern state governors, I think his peers are far behind him.
The digital age has arrived on the plateau with the conversion of the Joseph Gung Workhouse into an ICT hub.
In Plateau, so the 7,000 towers project is one that we'll start implementing this year, right? But beyond this, the towers, part of what we're here to do in Plateau is that we are working with the state government to ensure that Plateau State can actually become a destination for business process outsourcing. Because we've seen that the talent here, people here speak good English, which is what the business process outsourcing companies require, like many other parts of Nigeria. But the resources that is required to do that is what the federal government wants to support. So we're committing to helping to take fiber optic network to a particular building here, which is large enough and will be used for BPO services. And that's the commitment of our ministry. So that's part of what we're delivering. Also bear in mind that this is one of the states where we've done extensive training for 3 million technical talents. And we're hoping that we can continue to train more young people here so that they have opportunity for skills and jobs that they require in this age.
The government of Barrister Caleb Mutfwang is doing a lot in terms of youth engagement. Youth engagement is one sector. He understands the strength of the youth, and this is why if you look at even the appointments that he has given so far, has given much opportunities to the youth. Now, the initiative with the back farm, where he's engaging about 1,000 youths, will not leave the economy of Plateau State the way it was. Now, what that project is going to do is that it's also going to help us with our food security on the plateau. Because if you have 1,000 youths giving opportunities to farm, giving the farming inputs that they will need, giving all the supports that they need to take off, and then they are being trained. If they go back to their various localities, they will also translate that knowledge that they have acquired, and then it can help us. And importantly is that even our environment at the moment, the agricultural development program is able to cluster farmers and then to test our soils, to farm based on the needs of that area, to give fertilizers based on that.
It is the commitment of the governor in improving our sporting facility and activities. And of course, because we place premium on our youths, we have no choice than to give them a place where they can exacerbate their energy, where they can display what they have, the talent that God has given them. And as a state, we need to have a place that is functional for our people. That is why we are fixing the Jos Township Stadium. So it's going to be layer by layer. Once we're done, we're going to fix the other one. So we want to have a befitting stadium in town, because this stadium has been here for a while. It has to be remodeled. You can see that where people play football, topsoil is being taken off, so that it's going to be refixed. And again, everywhere that you see here, when you come in the next few weeks, you're going to see a new stadium, a new Jos Township Stadium. 2025, we have made Plateau State a construction site. So we are going to go with journalists to other sites so that they will also witness what our Plateau people are witnessing, because the governor has a blueprint, a roadmap for the development of Plateau State, and that has taken effect, and we're not going to relent on that.
My dear people of Plateau State, 2 years ago, you gave me your mandate, a mandate of trust, a mandate to reunite, rebuild, and to reposition Plateau State. It's a mandate I took with serious attention and responsibility. It hasn't been easy over the last 2 years, but I believe that we've been able to lay a foundation, a solid foundation that can take us for many years to come. We've been able to lay a foundation that will give Plateau State a future and a hope. By the grace of God, since we began this journey, we've been able to accomplish a few things. We are not where we should be yet, but I believe by the grace of God, we've started the journey. And I believe now that hope is returning, that there is a revival of confidence in government, I want to let you know that I take this trust very seriously. And by the grace of God, I'm determined not to betray your trust. Therefore, in the next couple of years to come, as God enables us, I promise you that we're going to serve you with conscience, we're going to serve you with greater determination, we're going to serve you with dedication and loyalty. And I believe that by the time I vacate the scene, that by the grace of God, I will leave Plateau State better, far better than I met it.
2 years gone, and the legacy is already taken shape. Governor Caleb Manasseh Mutfwang has proven that with courage, vision, and the people's support, even the toughest challenges can be overcome. Plateau's story is being rewritten, road by road, policy by policy, dream by dream.